Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry we're starting a little bit late. Technology is a fantastic thing. Welcome. It said welcome to your February respiratory PLI up there. I was going to say welcome to your March 2020 respiratory PLI because it's been a while since that was cancelled. I think something happened since. The reason it said February was because this was going to be February 2025, but we managed to jiggle it, so we're here today. And I'm grateful for everybody that's come. Thank you very much, and hopefully you'll find this afternoon useful. I'm Andrew McGinty. I'm still mostly a GP in Woodhouse in Sheffield, and I was a clinical director at Sheffield CCG, but that's no more. So I'm now a clinical lead at the South Yorkshire ICB for the place of Sheffield. So it's my job to do a little bit of housekeeping and introductions. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to all the fantastic speakers who's going to bravely stand up here and hopefully delight you with some really useful stuff around respiratory. Housekeeping. We're not expecting any fires or fire alarms today, but should there be, please follow the advice on the screens in front of you. Your fire exits are over there and over there. And those of you who, once you've taken your seatbelts off, need the facilities, you'll find the facilities over there, and there are some out beyond reception. So we're not expecting any turbulence this afternoon, so if you want to fasten your seatbelts up, we'll get going. We're round shortly with the duty free, and hopefully have a good afternoon. So, as I'd say, first of all, having thanked the speakers, I'd also like to thank Natalie and Gary and everyone at PCS and Kate Turner, who's helped put all this event together and produced the packed agenda, because these events are now produced by Primary Care Sheffield, not by the CCG or ICB anymore. So thank you to all of those people. My job is to butter you up before those clever people get talking, and I'll get to why you lot are amazing in a second, but I've got a couple of things that aren't on the agenda that I just wanted to mention. The first one is pulmonary rehab. Really, really good for your patients with COPD. It's one of the best evidence interventions at stopping people getting ill enough to be needed to be admitted into hospital. They've got a stand up at the back. There's a bit of a survey going. Oh, there we are, waving over there. Go and see them at the break. They've got a little survey about if you want to have them come to your practice and learn more about it. There'll be a QR code up in the interval that you can scan for the survey as well. And coming out of that, a gentle reminder, don't forget about TB in your respiratory patients. Again, it's not on the agenda, but there seems to be a bit of an explosion of cases in Sheffield. Certainly, I think, was it 13 analysis of cases and related patients this year compared to 1 the year before and none in the preceding years. So when you're seeing your patients with respiratory problems, think about TB in your differential diagnosis. And pulmonary rehab is good for your cough and helps as well. The second thing not on the agenda I want to just mention is the wheezy elephant of spirometry. And I thought I'd talk about it now so we can put it to rest and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. I get that it's been really difficult during the pandemic and lots of things have changed since in terms of the infection prevention and the capability to do it, and CQC as well now having an opinion on spirometry. It is coming that there will be a spirometry service for your patients in primary care. It's not coming fast enough, I get that. It's one of the things that has been affected by us having morphed from a City of Sheffield CCG into being a place subset within the South Yorkshire ICB who wanted to produce a universal community spirometry offer for the whole of South Yorkshire. We're all at different baselines, and it's been difficult to get that off the ground and get it going. But even though it's not on the agenda here, it's on the agenda every time I meet with your LMC, and they keep me honest, and we are working hard, getting all the bits of the jigsaw coming closer together to making it happen. So back to why you're amazing, and I've got some boring graphs for you already. So, you guys are really good at prescribing antibiotics. The red line is us in Sheffield. The blue dashed line is the England average. So we prescribe fewer antibiotics than England overall. lots of patients with respiratory illnesses need antibiotics, but you guys are really good at keeping it under control. And even with broad spectrums as well, we prescribe fewer, again, than in England. More good stuff. Trimethoprim as the first choice of antibiotics for UTI. Had we gone back another sort of 4 or 5 years to when Public Health England had trimethoprim as first choice, our red line would have been up here somewhere. They changed it to nitrofurantoin, and almost overnight you guys are some of the best at prescribing nitrofurantoin first line. Again, look at us compared to the England average. 3 days for an uncomplicated UTI. You guys are just fantastic. Keep it up. I've got a slightly new challenge for you. Do any of you remember at the outset of COVID when they changed the respiratory infection guidance from being amoxicillin to doxycycline and asked for it to be 5 days? So this was your response to 5 days of doxycycline at the outset of the pandemic. Almost overnight you took up that guidance and used it, and you've kept on going with 5-day courses of doxy, which is brilliant. Not just because of the supply issue that there was around the pandemic, but also every day, additional day that somebody's on an antibiotic, there's somewhere in the mid-teens an increase in the potential for resistance and for side effects. So this is my new challenge for you. This is 5 days of amoxicillin. And we weren't bad, and all the while we've been getting better and getting better, and we almost got to being average. And then the rest of them have improved. We've kept improving, but the rest of them improved further. Now, I've done something slightly sneaky on your clinical systems. I've made the 5-day courses for the antibiotics come to the top choice in your browsers on your clinical systems. So actually, when I had a look at this graph the other day, that red line is down now, right at the average. So you guys are absolutely amazing. Keep it up. And now, so by and large, 5 days of amoxicillin is fine for most things. The acute cough, 5 days. Otitis media, 5 to 7 days. The exception is bronchiectasis, 7 to 14. Again, COPD, 5 days. And pneumonia, 5 days. The other ones that are exceptions, children with a sensitivity, 3 days, and pregnant ladies, 7 days. But by and large, 5 days of amoxicillin is okay for most things. So, without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Artie, who's going to talk to us about low carbon prescribing for asthma. Thank you very much, everybody.